Hey YouTube, how's it going? I'm back doing another 6-scale action figure review, and today's review is kind of a throwback. This figure came out a long time ago, and I've had it since its release. This is the Art Figures Mad Max, or I think it was called Wasteland Ranger, something like that, so as to not infringe on copyright. But for all intents and purposes, this is Art Figures Go at making a 6-scale Mad Max action figure. Now, around the same time, shortly after this piece, VTS Toys released theirs as well. And I'll start off right off the gate. The head sculpt on the VTS Toys version was definitely better than what Art Figures gave us. However, the outfit I thought was so much more accurate on the Art Figures version, at least in terms of color and tone. So I opted to get this version and never really looked back. I always thought it was a great figure, and while some people really like to rip in on it, I thought the Tom Hardy likeness was quite good. It's passable in there. It's got those kind of pouty, pursed lips and that furrowed, worried brow. Yeah, they might have aged him a little bit, but I like that Tom Hardy likeness. And while I admit it's not perfect, it works for Mad Max, even if the hair in particular is not quite accurate to how he looked in the movie. So, got that out of the way. Let's look at the VTS Toys figure. Now, he is fully loaded. I love the complexity of this outfit and all of the stuff that you can just put on him and add on him. You might remember from the movie, he just had all these little things, and he was saving it like up there in the corner. That's the tube that the war boys were using to siphon off his blood, and he'd take it off and he'd wrap it up and stuff it right there. He's just got all this equipment and this kit because I guess you never really know what you're going to run into out there in the wasteland. So he doesn't really let anything go to waste. So starting off, we have this little knife right here. And that can come out. I've got it wedged in there pretty good right now with all the Velcro. But it's, little hand knife. It's great. Shotgun shells here, multiple magazines or clips, I don't know what the proper term is, for some kind of rifle, which I don't think he ever really used an automatic rifle like that in the movies, but he's got the clips for him just in case he finds one in the wasteland, I guess. Underneath his right arm, he has some larger caliber ammunition and these little grenade launcher rounds, which are super cool. Down here, he has on his right leg the Glock, which he used in the movie, and this is great, similar to the Hot Toys stuff. You can pull it back, and I like how it's just like with a real Glock. When you pull that back, this part slides upwards a little bit. See how it's not flush with the bottom right there? So that is a really nice touch. Now, every time I mess with that Glock, the top part kind of likes to pop off there. Get it situated in. Magazine comes out, much as you'd expect for almost any 6-scale figure nowadays. I'm real disappointed when I get my hands on one. The magazine doesn't come out, but whatever. Hardly ever happens. This is not from this figure set. I just kind of threw it back there because I thought it'd look good. He has this backpack, which opens up at the top here with Velcro. You can put whatever you want in there, and it slides through and laces up on this body armor that he's wearing back there. And that's pretty much all of his accessories. He also came once upon a time with a rifle, but I no longer have that. If I do, it's been used for a different kit bash, another figure, a while ago, and it's really not that important or iconic of an accessory to me. Now, this little holster right here is something that I also kitted onto the figure so that he could sling his double barrel shotgun, and there's no ammo in there right now. However, you can take some of them out of his vest and slide them in there if you really wanted to. However, I didn't have the desire to do that because I don't want to lose anything or have anything slide out. So if they fit securely in that vest there, then that's where I'm going to keep them. And I added that little holster on because he does keep his sawed-off shoddy holstered similarly in the movie. I'm not sure if it's exactly accurate, but it worked out well enough for me, and I wanted him to be able to hold that on his waist. So that's what I did. Now, the hands that he came with are these weird Art Figures bendy wire hands, and they work just fine. You know, they're bendy, which is strange, but you can get them into any sort of pose that you want because of it. His right hand, actually, I was, posing it in a certain way, trying to get it wrapped around one of his guns, and the bendy wire inside poked through the skin, so I just put a Hot Toys hand on there instead. This shaped just fine to hold his rifle, so that's what we got. This hand was also pretty cool because it had the athletic tape sort of stuff wrapped around it to stop it from bleeding, because I think he injured his hand in the movie. It's been a while since I watched it. Now, Fury Road is one of my all-time favorite movies. The entire Mad Max franchise I love, but Fury Road in particular is one of those movies that I love. It's top 5 for me. And let's see, anything else that I really need to talk about? We got the head, hands, not really. Let's go into articulation. Now, he's got a pretty nice layered outfit, including this little rugby pad up there. However, for all those layers, I can say happily, articulation is not hindered on this guy one little bit. He can do exactly what you would expect a 6-scale body to be able to do. Arm goes up over the head wonderfully. Arm goes out to there. Double bend in the elbow. Standard 6-scale wrist joints. Arm goes back, forward. Virtually no hindrance in articulation, even on this side that has that elbow pad. I'm going to get him off this custom display base for a second so we can do his legs. The legs kick up about 90 degrees there. Good double jointed bend in the knee. Even on this side, which has his knee brace that he made in the Road Warrior, I believe it was, is when he started wearing that knee brace. So this is pretty cool. Let's talk about that real quick. That knee brace is made to be mobile with the knee. So this little piston slides out there. It bends at these joints, and it moves wonderfully with the knee, sacrificing virtually no articulation in that leg. So, I don't know why I accidentally zoomed in there. There we go. Okay, let's get to the ankle as the last thing. Now, these are hard plastic boots, but they're not too hard. I guess they're soft plastic boots, so as to not allow any ankle range of motion. Now, I'm not doing too much with his ankles. He's mostly pretty static in my collection, but I can get a bend back bend forward, and decent side-to-side pivot out of there. The body that Art Figures uses, or at least used for this release, but I think it's been the same one on all the Art Figures toys that I've gotten in the past, has feet that go down into the boots there. So if I were to kit bash this onto another body, I would have to find one appropriately that I could slide the feet into the boots and not expect the boots to peg onto the body by itself. Torso, he bends over all the way. He looks back plenty. If you bend him back too back, you'll get some belly sticking out, and that is just unpainted, boring, bland blah. Left, right. It's a single head neck piece, so the point of articulation is inside of the top of the torso, but you get plenty of motion out of it. So, bringing him back. This is going to be kind of a quick review compared to some of my other ones, I think, because there's not a whole lot else to say. This is an old figure. Most people who want it already have it, and they're mostly big fans of the Mad Max franchise like me. I kind of feel like I took this figure to the next level with that custom display base. A friend of mine made it for me. And he looks great on display with it. It's just supposed to be the Mad Max, dirt, earth with some blood on it. Not a lot of green stuff going on, because not a lot of green stuff was going on in the movie. So, this review is now coming to a close. I like to have him holding his shoddy just kind of slung over his shoulder, something like that, looking forward. And there. That's how I do them up for the most part in my display. Thanks for tuning in. This has been my review of the Art Figures Mad Max figure, which came out way back in 2016 or 2017. So it's an older one, but I can fully endorse adding this action figure to your collection if you are a big fan of the Mad Max franchise. There are customs out there of, the Road Warrior, which might be a more iconic or classic Mad Max look, but I really, really thought that Tom Hardy just was an absolute genius in the role. And everything came together on that movie to make one of the best cinema-going experiences that I have ever had in my adult life. So, yeah, I was really eager at the time to get a piece of the movie to put onto my collecting shelf, and I've got it. So this figure interests you, you're probably going to have to hunt it down on the Bay or in some of the Facebook groups, the Sideshow Freaks forums, sadly, because it's certainly not up for grabs at retail anywhere anymore. But I personally could never see myself parting with it. Too iconic for me. So, thanks for tuning in. If you have any comments, go ahead and leave them down there in the comment section, questions, or maybe you own this figure or the VTS one. Maybe you own both and you put together the best of both worlds in Ultimate Mad Max. I know there's some really cool ones out there that people have kitted together, customized. And if you've done anything like that, or you have anything you want to share, please do get at me in the comments, and I'd love to get a dialogue going. Thanks for tuning in. Stay happy, stay healthy, and keep on collecting. Bye-bye.